Welcome back from that break. And now on to our next conversation. I have Barrister Festus Onifade. He is a practicing lawyer who has a bias for consumer rights and protection and a lead director in Coalition of Nigerian Consumers. Welcome on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. Okay, so as Nigerians, most people do not even know their rights as people, as a people. Now, when it comes to being a consumer, it's worst off. What do you think about that? What's your take about that?
Okay, thank you for having me once again.
Okay.
One of the reasons why, in spite of my tight schedules, I took out time to be here is because of the bias we have personally for issue of consumer rights.
Okay. And
in Nigeria, consumer rights is an issue that is becoming something of national concern. And we can spread the issue of consumer rights to different sectors of our economy.
Okay.
Telecom sector,
okay.
Aviation sector, banking, consuming of household items. So you can spread it around and look at how the issue of consumer rights and protections affect the daily living of an average Nigerian. There's a major issue of awareness and issue of education in Nigeria. It's a very, very serious issue to us and to practitioners in the industries. Many Nigerians, conservatively, let me put it at, let me say, 80 to 85% of Nigerians are not aware of their rights. And in the cases where they are aware, they are completely lost on how to ventilate their anger where their rights are being infringed upon.
Okay.
In Nigeria, the primary legislation, the primary law that deals with the issue of consumer rights as at today is the Federal Competition Consumer Protection Act 2018. That is the primary law that deals with the issue of consumer rights. That law provides for the establishment of a commission. So we now have a Federal Consumer Competition Commission. That law also provides for a tribunal. We now have a tribunal created under that law that helps to fight or protect the issues of consumer rights. However, there are other ways which a consumer can ventilate his anger when it relates to the issue of his infringement of his rights. I also want to say that apart from the Federal Competition Consumer Protection Act 2018, there are other laws too. We have the NCC Act, we have the CBN regulations, we have the FAN, which has to do with the aviation sector, we have the NAFDAC law. So there are other bits and pieces of those legislations that protect the rights of consumers. But in whole, the consumer have that principal legislation, which is the Federal Consumer Protection Act 2018 as a legislation, and also the commission to protect the rights of consumers.
Okay. Because of how wide this topic is, we would like to invite you for another session, because this is like just scratching the tip of the issue. We haven't really gotten deep
we have not said anything actually.
Yes. And it's time for us to end this segment. So
wow.
I'd like to thank you so much for coming on the program, Barrister Festus Onifade.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. If you've just joined us, the program is still Good Morning Abuja, and we've been discussing consumer rights with Barrister Festus Onifade. Now it's time for us to see a feature on International Day of Mandela. Did you know that today is the International Day of Mandela? Let's find out what we have in this feature.